Welcome. You're watching New Attitude, and I'm your host, Anastasia Rivers. Our show highlights all the positive things that are happening in our community as well as positive people. We want to demonstrate that the Virgin Island has more positive than negative things happening, and I want you to relax and enjoy our show. Welcome back. You're watching New Attitude, and I'm your host, Anastasia Rivers.
Co-host Dean Baptiste.
Co-host Adansky Henry.
Yes, and I'm just elated to have both of them as my co-hosts and put their own little touch to it. But we're going to talk right now about the Parent and Teen Workshop. I've been working really hard in getting this program going. And the reason that I decided to have the Parent and Teen Workshop, we're targeting teens from parents that have teens from 15 to 17. Those are the crucial age where parents need to monitor the kids more. As a retired police and a former juvenile detective, this is the age where the kids stray. And we got great parents, no matter what, but the kids are at the age where they're too young for this, but they're too old for that, and they don't want to hang out with the parents no more. But here is a place where they could come and do things together. The parents get to learn more about the kids, and the kids get to understand the parent. Because, kids out there, they do a little different than how they act with the parents, but they get comfortable, and we're going to be doing so many things here with the kids and the parents. And if you want to learn more about it, you call 340-643-1583. So some of the funds will go toward the supplies for New Attitude Parent and Teen Workshop. But we don't want to use up the time. I just give you an idea of what it's all about, and the skills that the kids gonna learn is things that the parents could learn together. We're gonna have different things that that we will enjoy together. That's the main thing, to have fun together and draw family bonding, especially with self-esteem and conflict resolution. We're gonna have a lot of that, So mainly to have the kids for a safer environment, and
What time of the day is going to be?
it's gonna be the last Saturday of every month.
Saturday.
The last Saturday of every month, and it's gonna be from like 10 o'clock in the morning until about 6 the evening. We're going to juggle the time depending on, but it's starting in September. So we have more time to register, and just call me and get more information. And it's $100 to register for the whole time from September all the way to June. And it's going to include a light snack and different supplies and what have you. So
You have a limit on how much you could take or how much you're going to...
okay, we're going to start with 25.
25.
That's 25 parent, 25
Okay.
students and teens. So we'll start with that. We got different breakout rooms, but I don't want to overdo it. So that's the limit. And just call to get information. You could call Dean, give them a number.
347-8308.
And Adansky.
And 340-513-3819.
Yeah, they're going to learn a lot of things. And parents, I guarantee you it's worth it. Because, you say, I don't know what to do with this child. You want to get juvenile involved and all of that. But let's do this before it reaches to that point and be able to help the children and help you. Because we all made mistakes as parents, and none of us perfect. And God didn't teach. God put the children in our care, and we didn't get a manual how to raise children. But we, as experienced in different areas, could help each other. So that's what New Attitude Parent and Teen Workshop is all about.
Well, there's a saying that says, raise them up in the way they should go so they won't depart from it.
Exactly.
So, you should know what is right and what is wrong.
Exactly.
So you have to find a way to kind of hold them in that lane.
And we can't afford to be our children friends when they're young like that. They're time to be the friend when they get older. I used to always tell my kids, when you come adult me, you're going to be friend. But right now, I'm busy being mother.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to do, parent together and help each other. And not to be cool and say, I cool, my mother cool. When you hear somebody say you're cool, it's because they're getting away with what they, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another area, but we'll be right back to talk about some more.
Saturday, July 27, 2019, starting at 2 p.m. It's the first annual Lamonique Various Mixed Scratch Bowling Tournament. It will be at Tropical 10 Pin, the Bowling Center, Bar, Restaurant and Lounge. Great prizes for the top female bowlers. Registration fee $50. Include t-shirt, light snack, drinks on sale. Register on or before July 17, 2019. Contact Vern or Stacy 340-643-1583 to register or sponsor. Proceeds will benefit the St. Croix Junior Bowlers and New Attitude Parents and Teen Workshop. Cash prizes: first prize $800, second prize $500, third prize $300, fourth prize $100, fifth prize $50. It's the first annual Lamonique Various Scratch Bowling Tournament. It's gonna be on Saturday, July 27, 2019.
We're back, and we're gonna talk about the bowling tournament and why it was named after Lamonique Berrios. And I'm going to let the coach talk about Lamonique and tell you about her accomplishment and why, and that would be the reason why we decided to name it after Lamonique.
Well, like we mentioned, you're gonna hear our advertisement, our promotion towards the bowling tournament coming up, but it's on July 27th at the Tropical 10 Pins. Our first annual Lamonique Berrios Scratch Tournament is being held in her honor. And it's being held in honor because this young lady has accomplished so much as a bowler. From the time she started at 8 years old, she joined the junior bowlers. At the age of 12 years old, she went on to Puerto Rico. She came back being the only child attending there with trophies. Then at 13 years old, she went to Mexico with the Olympic team from the Virgin Islands. We picked the two youngest male and female bowlers from the junior league to accompany us to Puerto Rico. And I mean, in Mexico, Veracruz, Mexico for the Olympics, for the CSC Games, and being the youngest bowler at a tournament at 13 years old, she bowled one of the highest games, over 266. Wow. She has many accomplishments after that with the junior gold. So her third year for the junior gold, but her first year, she came in 97 in the U15 division. Then last year, she was 94 in the U20 division. And this year, we want to see where she's going to end up in the U17 division. I can't wait. I have so much hopes because she's now bowling within her age bracket.
But which is, we mentioned before too that she played against professionals.
Yes.
And also she played against men here in St. Croix and beat them.
With the men that she bowled here, we had a tournament for about 6 months. They call King of the Hill. Every Thursday night. And Lama went out there and she bowled strike for strike with some of these guys. She became King of the Hill. Well, we said Queen of the Hill. She became Queen of the Hill 4 times. Because she really started bowling the tournament late because she started school and stuff to do. But for last 3 months, she was in it. I bowled it, I never won, but she came.
And you her coach, imagine that.
Well, she won 4 times.
You see, the good thing about this too, she's doing well in the bowling, but she's also an honor student, so she ain't just focusing on her sport. And she's not only in bowling, she used to play softball, basketball, baseball. But what I'm decided to do this is because we need to recognize the children, and what their accomplishments, and encourage other young people behind her to follow suit and see that we are recognizing them, for what they do. And this is a way of thanking her for what she's doing and encouraging her with the tournament.
So, curiously, I'm the only one here that never bowled.
I'm just going to ask you, you beat me to it. I'm going to ask you, why you don't come let a dancing coach you?
But give me a little coaching now. What's the technique in hitting those things?
It got some
Yeah,
lines
I
up
know-
there that you got to follow, and you got to stand a certain way. And when you throw it, it depends on where you stand and where you aim is where the ball gonna go, and hit the pins. So you have to angle yourself in the right position. I've been bowling a long time, since I was about 11, when the bowling alley used to be at where
the
the
ring?
quality electric was the first bowling alley, and it had 10 lanes there. And I used to go there from time I was about 11. But when I was living in Germany, the bowling alley was just behind. You could hear the pins. So I was there all the time, and I get to play good. But after my accident, it just fell back. But it's a fun.
I never had the opportunity to hold
Well,
the ball.
don't worry. See, you got a coach here. He's so good that even who he coached beating him now. So he is selfish with his skills. He ain't selfish at all.
They always say a student's supposed to be better than you. Though.
Okay,
So,
that's to show you you're a good coach.
yeah, thank you.
Yes, very good coach, and the kids enjoy themselves with a dance ski. So we want you all to come out July 27th. If you don't know how to bowl, just come out and support her, cheer for her, and she's gonna bowl because we're not going to have it going toward her. At first, we was gonna just have it go toward her, but we're gonna have it go to the junior bowlers itself because they're traveling.
Yes.
In July too, right?
Yes, the junior bowlers. We have 8 junior bowlers this year representing the St. Croix in the Junior Gold Tournament in Detroit, Michigan, from July 11th to the 21st.
Okay. And then by the time they reach back here, the 27th is where we're going to have it. But we're trying to raise some money with this, in this tournament in advance, so it'll help them with, going to the States.
Well, next year, yes.
Yes. So you could tell the audience what they need.
Well, right now, my lovely junior league parents are trying their best to help us, but I'm pleading with the public, anyone, businesses, individuals who would like to help us with equipment. Right now, we have already, purchased the tickets for them to go and hotel and transportation. But anything else, right now we're looking forward to getting the best equipment because a lot of people don't know about bowling. When you're traveling to these competitions, if you don't have the right equipment, you can't perform at your best.
And equipment meaning
Balls.
So strike ball, what else?
Spear
Spear
balls.
ball.
They have balls of dry lane, medium oil lane, heavy oil lane. So we're trying to get our kids the best equipment possible. And if you want to make a donation towards the junior bowlers, you could. If you could call me at 340-513-3819.
Or me. 340-643-1583. Now, these children, when they go from here, they in the back of their shirt mark U.S. Virgin Island. But then the parents have to be paying out all this money by themselves, which I know the parents ain't complaining. I am pleading to the public to help these children in any way you can. Even if you buy one ball or donate something toward the ball, it's will be for a good cause. And then in the meantime, we could teach Dean how to bowl,
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it's a fun thing, and you go up there and you just release that ball. I even though my foot's sick, I throw the ball and then I go and sit down. But sometimes when you're mad with somebody, you could throw the ball and pretend it's them down there. You just roll it and pow.
And let me add one thing about the tournament. What I'm gonna say is, anybody like you say that if you don't even come out to bowl, come out and support and watch because Saturday was Lamonique's last day as a junior bowler.
Wow.
When we come back from once the tournament is finished, she has like maybe a couple of weeks here and she's off to college to represent the Virgin Islands.
Exactly.
At Sam Houston University in Texas, bowling for Sam Houston team. They're actually waiting for her to come. They've seen the coach Brad Hagan saw her junior go for the past 2 years, and he came to us and he was like, "We have to have her." So just so everybody know, this is one of the reasons why the tournament is being held in Lamonique's name because she is a very extraordinary bowler and person.
Exactly. And we to register is $50 to register. and you're going to get it include a T-shirt and light snack, and you will be able to participate. We need sponsors to help with the kids, but the money that you pay, the $50, is just to pay for the lanes and what have you, and the rest money.
And the lineage and everything
Yes,
across the board. Yes.
exactly. But other monies and the donation will go toward the bowling league, St. Croix Junior Bowling League, and of course, No Attitude Parent and Teen Workshop. And we'll be right back to talk a little bit more about the workshop.
Saturday, July 27, 2019, starting at 2 p.m. It's the first annual Lamonique Various Mixed Scratch Bowling Tournament. It will be at Tropical 10 Pin, the Bowling Center, Bar, Restaurant and Lounge. Great prizes for the top female bowlers. Registration fee, $50. Include t-shirt, light snack, drinks on sale. Register on or before July 17, 2019. Contact Vern or Stacy 340-643-1583 to register or sponsor. Proceeds will benefit the St. Croix Junior Bowlers and New Attitude Parents and Teen Workshop. Cash prizes: first prize $800, second prize $500, third prize $300, fourth prize $100, fifth prize $50. It's the first annual Lamonique Various Scratch Bowling Tournament. It's gonna be on Saturday, July 27, 2019.
Yes, we're here to talk about something special. We take a break to share something special with you all about our friend, our dear departed friend, Big Al, being Dean Big Brother, and Alwyn Babitiste Sr. And I want to thank the 33rd legislature for honoring him. And I want Dean to tell us about what the honor was and how it felt when you had to address the legislature.
Well, it was something different. It was something didn't have any plans to, or any, when I was told about it, I was like, okay, this seemed like I have to dig deep. But, I got there and, I just had to explain a couple of things, say a couple of things about him. And I really want to say thanks to the 33rd legislature for doing that.
Yes.
As well as I did mention that there are lots of people that needs that same recognition. That's the musicians here in this island. But they took time out for Al and Al Jr. Al did a lot of stuff. He did stuff I didn't even know he did. I hear people say things that I was like, oh, I couldn't believe that. The Senate president even said that when he heard of his passing, he actually, got teary. But, he did a lot of stuff for a lot of people.
Yes, he was.
He
and that's why he lived up to that name, Big Al.
Yeah.
And, his son,
Al
Joe, better known as
Daddy Jones.
Daddy Jones. He's carrying on the legacy. I had him several times on my show.
Yeah.
And right now he's so busy. I invited him before, but in between his regular job and music, it's hard to get him. But tell them what exactly the honor was.
Well, the honor, I think it goes through. You have to go through another section of the Senate. Mm-hmm. He passed this cultural section, and then he has to go through another.
Because you testify
on a whole. Mm-hmm. So it has.
But when it finished, what they're gonna name something in its honor or something like that?
Well, that I don't know what the end result is gonna be.
But the fact that they're
recognizing him and honoring him mm-hmm. for what he has done, is a major step in the right direction. And I really cannot, say anything bad about Javon James for coming up with that whole idea. Mm-hmm. I never even know he was a musician. He said that he used to play music before he got into that.
Okay.
And he even said that his parents are Christians. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't get to listen calypso and stuff. I went through that same thing. My parents was Christians, so we didn't have no calypso playing in the house. Mm-hmm. The most we had from the radio station was the news. As soon as the news finished, back to PJD2, and that was a religious station in St. Martin. So, you know, and to see that he comes out of wherever he was and actually doing this recognition to people who have dedicated and donated time to the music is a really good thing. You know,
So
it's really a good thing.
It's similar to what you're supposed to be doing soon, is reaching out to, you know, musicians, artists, to get them to come on here, but it didn't really get off the ground yet.
Not
but
yet,
we're gonna get there,
Yeah,
because you know, the legislature doing that, which is gonna take a lot, so they can't really recognize everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people that's deserving, but that's what we want to do on our show, and bring on musicians from back then and all that contribute, and you know, recognize them, you know. So that's where me being coming.
That's a major step. You know, so when we now start to recognize the others, you know, this will be, because I mean, musicians, they play a big part. I mean, lots of people,
It put in a joy in your life, you know.
Yeah,
Without
but-
music,
Yeah, lots
it'd
of
be very
people-
depressing.
lots of people have been in a situation where, you know, and then when they get to somewhere that there's a band playing, there's a DJ playing, and, you know, they forget the
But the
problem.
music too, a certain song, when it play, remind you of a certain good
Yeah.
experience. You know, a certain song remind you of a person you dance with, or a club you
Yep.
went to.
Yep.
You know, and what. So
Music is something else, and we definitely have to recognize the people who create these stuff.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if you look back, even when you look at the Mighty Sparrow has songs in all categories.
Yes.
You know, for all kind of situation, all kind of occasion, he has, you know, songs that could handle that. Al been in the same situation. Al has played for, if there is 100 calypso in the world, Al played for at least 98.
right.
You know,
So
and,
it's a good
you know,
thing.
it's-
And
it's-
again, I want to thank the 33rd Legislature, Javon James, and all who was involved in giving the honor to Big Al and
And Daddy
making
Jones.
and Daddy Jones, and making the family feel, you know, appreciate it. You know, it gives a life,
Yeah.
you know, to him, and keeping his memory alive. And his son, I just love that young man, you know.
And then
so-
there's a grandson too who's falling in the same category.
Yes, and they're carrying on the legacy.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, that's very good.
And
I
some
had a
people-
grandson here too, you know, I interview him.
Okay.
One time that's where you see the picture on Facebook with Al and his father.
Oh, okay.
That was the day that I interviewed him and his father and the grandson. And the grandson said, "You see this man? This man is a legend, you know. This man is a legend," you know. So it was a really nice interview, and I think that was the last one that we had with him before we found out he was ill.
Okay.
So it was a special moment, and I'm so grateful, and I'm grateful to have you on the show, you know, to be here and to live with me and with my vision
Yeah.
for New Attitude, and to live the vision with us.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to be here and to be involved in this too. I mean,
Yeah.
this, when I got the call, like I said before, it was, oh, okay, yeah, no problem, let's go. You know.
All right, so again, thank you, and we'll be back with the rest of the show.
Welcome back. I'm your co-host, Dean Baptiste.
I'm your co-host, Adansky Henry.
And I'm your host, Anastasia Rivers.
And this is a segment where we come up with some suggestions for the festival committee. I've been to a couple of festival carnival over the years in different islands, and I know that this is something that brings money to the island.
Definitely.
And somehow I don't see that happening here in St. Croix, especially, where, you know, they don't. There's nothing to make money. Everything is like you collect money from the government, and this is what you use, and you pay out, and there's nothing coming back. And I really think that the people in charge need to look at it from that angle, whereas the Calypso show, the Queen show, these are two shows that over the years usually make money. Mm-hmm. And I think what happened to those shows, they were not being promoted, they're not being advertised. So they kind of fall by the wayside. I mean, I don't want to have to use another island, but
You have to use it do it as a
yeah,
business.
You can't go down to another island and go to a calypso show for free, go to a queen show for free. These are things that you pay to see, because you have to have prizes for calypso, and then you have to have prizes for the queen. You have to have prizes for the
Exactly.
the young queen, and all these things are prizes, and it's not enough money for you to get from the government to do all this.
People spoil
So-
with this free thing, man.
know.
Look, agriculture fair, you have to pay to go into the
You
fair.
have to, and it's full every year. I mean, every year a lot of people is in the agriculture fair, So I just think that they need to look at it from a different angle. And then another thing I noticed, they invest a lot of money in other islands' economy.
How is
And
that?
that's our money. The money that you're investing in some of these artists you're bringing, I don't think you get a deal. I don't think they get a deal with some of these artists, because you go to these artists, and the artists hit you a big price, and you figure, well, maybe that's what they're worth, so we give it to them. You have to negotiate these people, because I remember that there was an artist that came here, and he said, the most money I make is when I come to the Virgin Islands. They don't make that kind of money when they go different places. So, we need to sit down, or the festival committee need to sit down, have some negotiation stuff going on with some of the artists you bring, and then they say the Virgin Islands is a melting pot. I think sometimes you bring people, that is not a lot of these people here in the Virgin Islands. I think you should pick. They should know what the population is. How much you have? 25% from here, 10% from here, 50% from here. These are the people that you'd want to bring somebody from their area, so that they could pull the people in wherever they are.
And I'd agree with that, because you can't have people that is in the committee to choose what they like or who they like. You have to handle like a business and know your customers and provide the entertainment for your customers, right? And that's another area. And if you're gonna pay these exorbitant amount of money to bring them in, you still have to pay for the hotel and food.
Yeah.
Charge people to come in.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't be charging the booth owners. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I'm going back a little bit to what what Dean said. I'm gonna say the islands that I know. I've been to St. Kitts for Carnival. I've been to Tartola for Carnival, and you actually have to pay to go into the village.
Yes.
You actually have to pay to go into the village.
Yeah, the village costs.
And like he said, the money people might say, even if you charge $2, $3, depending on what night it is, what artist you have, they might think it's not a lot of money. But at the end, when the amount of
adds
people
up.
are good, it
Yeah,
adds up,
it
and the
adds
money
up.
could be used even for our local artists. Because like you said, we bring in artists from demographics like Jamaica. We barely have people from Jamaica that live
Really?
here. We
Really?
have people from the islands, Dominica, St. Lucia.
Exactly.
The Haitian people here, the Puerto Ricans, and I don't go village anymore, but I could tell you from listening to people, the night that has the most people is the Hispanic night.
Latin night, and let me tell you, even they don't just stand there, they party, the
Yeah.
music jamming, and they just dancing. But sometimes you go in the village, music jamming, and our people just standing
And
with
I
their
have
hands
seen
forward.
that a lot.
And that don't.
I have seen
When a
that a lot.
performer when they're performing and you got people like that, you can't
It's
put on,
hard to work. It's hard for you to, because you're jamming,
and they just standing
you
there.
know. And then we also have to blame the local entertainers.
Yes.
You cannot go on stage and expect to fall asleep and expect people to be jumping and dancing with you. It's okay to copy. It's okay to look at how the Trinidadians do it, the Jamaicans do it, and copy. And when you notice what they do and you see what people respond to, you copy it and you do it. Because if you notice they're not going with your style, you find a style that works.
I could use an example. A new young man coming up, Adamo.
Oh, yeah.
He have his own brand, and it take off. It take off, and I watch on Facebook the different places he go and perform, and he is awesome.
Also Pumper.
Huh?
pump up.
Yes, you know. So you got those other artists that might say, well, nobody ain't hiring us. You got to give people a reason to hire
Yes,
you.
you have to do that.
Not just because
Yeah.
you're Joe Blow or something like that,
Yeah,
you know.
not because you're local. If, oh, well, let's hire the local. No, you have to have something to sell.
Yes.
If you don't have anything to sell, they're not going to buy. And even I spoke with the guy someday, a couple months ago, and he said the boot owners too like to say, well, nobody come when these people come. They only come when these people come. But if this is the case, let's get with the local artists and say, listen, people are complaining that you're not doing the work. So find a way to do the work so that people could come in, that they hear, well, the band from Frederick said playing tonight, oh, we ain't going there because them, they, you know. They must be able to say, the band from Frederick playing, yeah, we going because
Yes,
we know
you got
they're
to give
gonna
them
buy.
a reason to come.
You have to. You
And
have to
talking
do that.
about the boot owners, another problem we having is everybody, every mother and the father want to sell in the boot and some can't cook. I'm telling you straight up. Long ago when you had people like Vi in the village, you had Elsie and a good bit of others, even you guys still got Liliana Belado and a few others, that I don't go to the village like I used to. But what I'm getting back is the food is not tasting good. You can't just go and cook and put it out there and expect people to buy from you. And that's why I'm making a suggestion for the festival committee to have like a cook-off and for the boot owners, and the top 5 could get a free boot or something like that, or half price, anything. The top winner get a free boot and the others get discount. That's how you'll be able to get good food out there, and then you judge them too, the others, because you can't just say paying for it and your food don't taste good. Because what they're gonna say, son, them Crucian can't cook like they used to. Because you know Crucian had a name for the best cook. And you hear it for other island, them they can't cook. You know? I ain't calling the island name, but I know who. But we need to we need to bring it back to how it used to be and put good food out there. You know? So that's a suggestion too to the committee members. I don't know. I heard we gotten some shake-up going on. I don't know.
But yeah, they've been saying about the tourism board is taking over festival. But, you know, I also heard that the governor said that, you know, if tourism going to take it over, you're going to have to actually employ people. And they don't have the money to pay for that. They would have to be volunteers again. So I don't know if volunteers to be a volunteer, you have to be able to volunteer. You have to know that you're volunteering and you're going to volunteer.
Well,
it's going to take up a lot of your time.
I like the idea with the tourism doing it, because you got to answer to more than one people controlling and don't want to tell you, I can't look at your book, but you have to give me money, but you can't see what I do with the money. It can't work so.
No,
you know, so I hope that tourism, you know, step in there, and then you'll be able to run the 3 islands evenly. You know, evenly. So, you know, that's how I would look at it.
It may not be even when it comes to what you're putting in and what you're getting back. Because St. Thomas is St. Thomas. St. Thomas is like a big carnival event. You know, the St. Croix
got 2.
St. Croix Festival now. When they define festival and carnival, they tell you festival is supposed to be an inland thing where, you know, it's people inland that's putting on this thing, and, you know, but it's, and then St. John. St. John is a big, you know, is a real big festival to me. You know, I like
each one have
St.
the special quality. But, you know, we run out of time, and I really wanted to get some more into it. I hope somebody from the festival committee is willing to come in and be a guest.
And explain some stuff.
So we could, you know, clear up some stuff. And
tourism.
Yeah, or tourism, somebody, you know. So thank you all for watching. And I hope that we were, you know, objective enough that we didn't offend anyone for the festival committee. And don't forget to support La Monique Berrios' first annual bowling tournament. It's mixed for male and female. and that'll be July 27th at the Tropical 10 Pin. We're going to go to, the format is the top 5, and you go step ladder, and if you have a tie, 1 ball roll off. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy our show. Tune in next week for another episode.